मैं थोड़ा हरजाप तो हरेक मंडे 7 बजे तुसीं तो मैं आपस में गल्लां करांगे साडी कम्यूनिटी दियां साडे बच्चों दियां साडे बाहर रहंदे NRIयां दियां साडे देश दियां तो जो अजकल दे इशू हैगे सानू अफेक्ट करदे उन्हां दियां So let's talk with Harjap. Sare ne kore jianu sat sri akal once again. I've got infamous now, I will say, Param Singh from Take Me Out on the show with me, talking about his experience. ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਤੇ ਆਏ ਸੀ. Param, when we all saw it, ਜੋ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਡਾਂਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਦੀ ਬੱਤੀਆਂ ਬੁਝ ਗਈਆਂ.
Oh yeah.
So ਲਾਈਟਾਂ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਬੰਦ.
ਮੇਰੀ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਗਈ no lighting.
ਹਾਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਈ no lighting. How did you feel then? You must have thought, chalo, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੀ ਸੀ. That's what I tweeted. I must admit, I tweeted, chalo, ਇਹ Param Singh ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਕੰਮ. I tweeted that, it got retweeted about 50 times.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਡਾਂਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਡਾਂਸ ਅਜੇ ਖਤਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ
ਤੇਰੇ ਡਾਂਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਲਾਈਟਾਂ ਬੁਝ ਗਈਆਂ
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਲਾਈਟਾਂ ਬੁਝ ਗਈਆਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਊਂਡ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਟੁੱਟ ਗਿਆ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ 'ਚ ਆਇਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਐਸ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਫਿਰ ਉੱਪਰ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਲਾਲ ਲਾਈਟਾਂ black out ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਲੈ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਆਪਾ ਦਾ
ਹੋ ਗਿਆ
ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਡਾਂਸ ਤਾਂ ਕਮ ਸੇ ਕਮ ਖਤਮ ਕਰਨ ਦਿੰਦੇ
ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਡਾਂਸ ਤਾਂ ਪਸੰਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨੋ ਲਾਈਟ ਹੀ ਕਰਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ
but were you sort of expecting that or were you ready for the eventuality of that?
Yeah, I mean I was happy either way, like for me going on the thing is if I'd have to go to Fernando's ਮੇਰੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਵਿਮਿੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫਰਨੈਂਡੋਜ਼ ਜੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਭੇਜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਣੀ 'ਚ ਡੁੱਬ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ
ਉਹਦੇ ਸਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ
ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਉਹ ਪਾ ਲੈਣੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਫਲੋਟ ਜੇ
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਟੂਬ ਭੇਜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦਾ ਬਡਾਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਬੋਟਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ ਜਾਂ ਦੋ ਬੰਦੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਭੇਜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਨਾਲੇ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਫਰਨੈਂਡੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਾਹਦੇ
so I was happy because for me it's not just about the light or the no light it's the whole experience and Paddy McGuinness ਇੰਨਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਆ and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੋ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ experience ਕਰੋ it's that whole sort of experience and that thing that adds something to your life a unique aspect that you do unique experience to your life that enhances your life and your sort of general fun.
One thing you did do was you managed to raise a issue on the BBC Asian Network from your appearance.
Oh right, yeah.
About how hard it is for people with turbans to date girls or to go girls. Now there's a lot of element of people going to say, well, actually real Ahmadiyya Sikhs shouldn't be dating girls, and that's a different line altogether. We could have a debate on that all day.
Sure.
But for the people with turbans who do want to date girls, do you find it a barrier to meet girls and caste or to even upbringing girls? Do they, a lot of them, we all know, I know girls, and I'm sure you know girls as well, who have said, we don't want to marry someone who wears a pug or has a beard or is Amritari. Do you think that there is a barrier there?
I think it's a really interesting question. Personally, from my life, I've had, I can remember from my uni days, I was generally quite a popular person. Throughout life, I've been a relatively popular person. I know I've probably, on like Shadi.com, I've probably been rejected because I will have a turban or a beard, but I think I see that as being just a personal preference.
Let me ask you a question, yeah? That's very personal, yeah?
Go on.
Did you get any dates through Shadi.com? And did you actually go out with people?
I probably have been on some dates.
Yeah, probably have. So you did get some response?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's just I see it, and my dad sees it as well. Like there's a comment made by a girl on Take Me Out. That she made something about the beard. Like I don't really go for guys with beards because I get a rash. And I think, and my dad was like, that's a fair comment because not all girls are going to go for a guy with a beard.
Yeah, that's right.
And I choose to have a beard, and I choose to reduce the number of girls that might go for me because I have a beard. But that's a conscious choice that I make, and I'm happy with that choice. And I think girls are free to, there's a sort of stereotypical sort of Hollywood, Bollywood, male sort of Brad Pitt look that is, clean shaven. And I think media does play an important role in sort of defining what is good looking and what isn't.
Yeah.
But I think personality is also important. I think girls like, sense of humor, they like people with personality, and I think all those things are also important. So, I've always I've never felt that my turban or my beard is something that hinders me. I've always found it gives me sort of like a boost. But I know some guys who do find it difficult to get dates, or or get maybe a lot of rejections because of their parents. But I think you got to be confident in, if you do wear a turban and have a beard, you need to be confident in and happy that you have it because you've chosen to have it, not because.
Also, you need to be extra confident, I think, because at some stage, whether in a workplace or even in normal day life, you are going to come across extra obstacles, maybe as a result.
Yeah.
Maybe not in this country as much, but other countries, say in India or any other way across in America, where not a lot of people even know what Sikhs are. And they get confused with Muslims and extremists and terrorists.
For sure.
And so I think, every time I see a person with a turban and a beard, I automatically respect them. That, for me, gains some level of respect. What else gets another bit of respect is what comes out of their mouth, and the way they act. But the level of respect is already, they've got a good foundation because they're willing to do something for their religion, which I haven't. Mm-hmm. Yeah? I'm not willing to obey what my Guru Sahib tells me, but they are to some extent, and therefore they automatically get that. And kudos to them, because they're going to face extra difficulty in life. We've seen it before, and even as I used to remember, we used to have people who had guttis growing up at our school in Essex. There wasn't a lot, there was the odd one or two. Yeah, and I grew up in a school full of gurri, and they would take the mickey out of them constantly. And it starts from a young age, but their conviction was strong, and they kept with it, and they were the best people I knew and still know. So extra respect to people who do that. The other thing I want to ask, and a lot of people want to ask, are you an Amritdhari Sikh?
I am, yeah. I've been Amritdhari for a few years, since the age of some mid-20s probably.
Was it a conscious choice, or was you forced into it? Or?
Yeah, no, I'd said to God, that if you do certain things in my life, and I had various milestones that I said, look, if you do all these, if you fulfill all these milestones, then I'll take Amrit. Then
I've done a deal like that.
Yeah.
It involves winning a lottery and all that. I'm still waiting. No, I haven't really. But the fact is that, okay, so you took...
So I struck a kind of a deal with God, and before I knew it, the milestone had been reached, and I was like, oh my God. And then I was running around looking for a place that did Amrit, so that's kind of how it happened. I mean, that was my experience. I mean, I don't feel like I've changed as a person, regardless of whether I've taken Amrit or not, I think. But
before, did you used to drink and stuff like that? And
yeah, so I stopped...
did that change? I mean, how does that... Because for me, that's one of the greatest fears. I always think, oh no, man, I'm going to have to stop drinking and eating meat. That's about 60% of my life. And for a lot of people, it's the same. I mean, but did it change you for the better? I mean, was it at first, was there a jolt or to your system?
Yeah, to be honest, I stopped. I wasn't really a drinker. I never really liked the taste of alcohol, so it wasn't really. Alcohol's never really been a big thing in my life.
Right.
I used to. I wasn't always vegetarian.
Right. Okay.
So going to becoming a vegetarian was probably the hardest thing for me.
Right.
But then also, for me, the spiritual practice, I don't do the full baniya, I don't do all the baniya. I do like a Japji Sahib in the morning.
Right.
That's enough, I feel, for me. But you have certain things, I guess, that are recommended to you that are good things, and you just do, I think, what you can do. But for me, I see a Sikh as someone who is, pure in the heart, and...
That's what khalas means, I think, pure.
Khalas, and for me, you are khalas, you're just...
not, mate, you don't know
that
much about me. You just seen 5 minutes on TV. Seva is part of what I feel I can do to make up for my lack of other things. And the other thing is, talking about Seva and about Sikhi. Now, a lot of people are quick to judge. They've seen you on TV for 5 minutes. I'll read it out. They call you a clown. They call you a joker. They said you've done a bizdi of the gom. And they don't really know you. Let's talk about what you do for Sikhism and what sort of projects you've been involved in.
Yeah, sure.
Why don't we talk about you? Sure. We had a couple of guests on here, 2 non-Asian Sikhs.
Right.
Amritpal and Harsangat Kaur.
Yeah, sure.
Who had come from America, and they're Sikhs, and they were talking about this... But you've had some interaction with them, right?
Yeah, sure. So we've been going to the American Sikhs. They run a retreat every year called Summer Solstice Sadhana Celebration.
Right.
And we've been going there regularly for the last sort of 5-6 years. to represent the British Sikh community in America. We met, I remember meeting her Sangat going back 5 years now.
Okay.
And that was her first time. She didn't know what Sikh was. She didn't know what Sikhism was.
Yeah.
She was a yoga student and she just got into yoga.
Right.
And it's this Kundalini yoga that they practice.
Okay.
And she'd come to the festival and she'd met us, we got on really well, and she came to the UK and we did, she stayed with us for a little while. And just from us, we don't preach to people. We're not.
You don't go out there and physically convert people.
Yeah,
or anything
we're not
like
into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we're just people who practice Sikhism, like we have a spiritual practice, and we're just, just from our being. She learned a little bit about Sikhism and developed an interest in Sikhism. And 5 years down the line, I think she's taken
become a
Amrit.
Sikh.
Yeah, she's become a Sikh. Yeah, and her dad is a Sufi Muslim, and her mother is.
She was telling us her dad was a Muslim. So for someone whose dad is a Sufi Muslim, for his daughter to become a Sikh, it's a big thing.
It's
a big step.
For us to be able to have interactions and we're in a very privileged position. A lot of people in America know us. We have a lot of respect, me and my two brothers, and we've developed that. Obviously, these things take time. Interfaith relationships, inter-community relationships, intergenerational relationships. But hopefully, we can use these to our advantage and benefit the whole community as a whole. So when last year we had Param Singh and Param Kaur, who are also from America, come to the UK, and they were staying here for a couple of days, and they stayed with us, with me and my brothers.
Right.
And we hosted them at the Accenture offices in London.
Okay.
And we managed to get a Q&A with them.
Right.
And it was fantastic. So we had about 50, 60 city professionals from the City Sikhs network. Yeah. And they got to see a perspective from uncles and aunties, uncle and auntie from the American Sikh community who've been practicing yoga and Sikhism for the last, 40 years. And they got some really interesting, loving advice, and they were just fantastic on the panel.
It's great to see Sikhism not just spreading in Punjab or in the UK, but spreading in areas where you'd never expect it.
Exactly.
So like in New Mexico, where you're saying, right?
Yeah, sure.
Also, our friend Ravi Singh from Khalsa Aid does brilliant stuff in Haiti and places where there's disasters. Goes out there and spends a lot of money which he gets from funds from his charity, and helps to educate children, give them a better quality of life. And they then question him, what is a Sikh and what is Sikhism all about? Yeah. The other day he showed me a video where Sikhs were, these little kids from Haiti, they were questioning him and saying, well, they're asking us, what is a Sikh? These Sikhs sounds like if you're a Sikh, then Sikhs must be brilliant individual beings. And it's just about spreading the message. Perhaps like in the old days where Guru Nanak Dev Ji used to go on travels and spread the message. And I suppose that thing is also important in a part of Sikhism, as opposed to just also being hardcore and hardline and doing your normal stuff. But, to spread Sikh internationally, you have to reach the places where I suppose other religions don't. Sure, exactly. So how does that feel interacting with non-Asian Sikhs?
It's fantastic, So I regularly go to Europe and to America, and I get to meet German Sikhs, South American Sikhs, Sikhs from Brazil, Argentina, all the sort of South American countries have Sikh communities now. Europe.
You wouldn't think that. If I told someone in Brazil which we Sikh they'd go,
it's interesting. Unadi culture, especially in South America, it's very similar to the Punjabi culture. They have like tortillas and we have roti. And ਅਸੀਂ ਬੜੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਲਾਪੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ
ਮਿਲਣਸਾਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ
ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਬੜੇ ਗਰਮ ਮਤਲਬ ਬੜੇ ਮਿੱਠੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਚੰਗੇ ਨੇ and I think we have a lot of cultural similarities. But then you've got Sikhs, sort of European Sikhs. You've got like German Sikhs who are very strict when it comes to their ayat.
Really?
As you can imagine, in German, like engineering is like the best in the world.
So they want to be the best in Sikh.
Yeah. So when they do like
disciplined people,
it's the best. Yeah, they're very disciplined people. And then so you meet these different cultures of Sikhs, and they have practiced Sikhism in their own way. And it's I'm very privileged to meet Sikhs and work at an international level and have exposure to these different types of Sikhs. And
some would say that what these organisations are doing are diluting Sikhi, and they're like getting Sikhi maybe into what not it should be, and distorting Sikhi.
Sure.
And there's been accusations flying around left, right, or centre, or perhaps some organisations that they try to distort Sikhism with Hinduism, and some being funded by Hindu forest extremists or something like that. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's always going to be people that create stories because it benefits themselves. They might not have too much going for them in their own lives.
Right.
And these are sort of anonymous people, you know, we don't...
They don't have a face, they don't have a name.
No. Yeah, exactly. So
that's what internet is good for.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? So you can be behind a laptop and create all kinds of stories.
I can pretend to be an 18-year-old woman, mate, with the best legs in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Little do they know.
And I'm an alien from Mars.
Little do they know, it take about 4 days just to shave mine, but... so, I mean, but that sort of, surely does that get to you? Does that upset you?
Not really, no, because... You know,
because there's no truth in it, or because do you think that hold on, what they're saying is just not right, or your vision of Sikhi is different to someone else's vision of Sikhi?
Yeah, so this is an interesting thing because you know, I think every Sikh I've met and I've said, you know, what do you feel a Sikh is? And some people say, actually, I feel a Sikh is someone that does a lot of seva.
Yeah.
And I've met some other people that say, you know, well, I think a Sikh is someone that loves unconditionally, and someone says, well, I feel a Sikh is someone that wears 5Ks, and so there's so many different. That I like the idea that we're open to philosophical interpretation about our philosophy, and that, you know, something that might resonate with one Sikh might not, you know, and brings them closer to Guru Nanak's philosophy. And someone else, a Sikh, might be maybe closer to something else, maybe Dasam Bani, you know, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Banis, and, you know, may become a Nihang Singh and may follow, and, you know, may go down that way. So I quite like the idea that we're a community that is open to philosophical interpretation, and we're open to different cultures and communities coming in, having their own slant on Sikhi. I think it's great.
Also in Sikhi, there's sort of people tend to lean towards certain types of Sikhi. So some people will lean towards Guru Nanak Dev Ji's meaning of Sikhi. Some people would lean towards Guru Gobind Singh Ji's way of Sikhi. Some people lean towards the Dasam Granth's way of Sikhi.
Sure.
So it's I suppose once again it's down to interpretation, right?
Yeah, down to interpretation.
I mean, we're not saying any one Sikhi is wrong or any one Sikhi is right.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, Sikhi is to you what you interpret it to be and want it to take it to be.
Exactly.
And everyone else's interpretation is different.
Yeah.
You know, no two Sikhs will be identical. From what I understand, just the same as no two human beings are.
Exactly. Absolutely.
A lot of people said, right, you just went on this show to get your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you know, you compromised your morals, you compromised everything. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, that's a good question. What I'd say to that is, you know, I've come on the show. I've just said, all I've said is my name's Param and I'm from London. Yeah. And, you know, so I've got 1/3 lights on. Then the next stage is my VT that ITV created. The beautiful, you know, videotape of me, you know, doing Tai Chi, you know, in various hills. I've shown my business side. We've shown my family we're playing games. We're having.
They had a couple of your relatives on there, I think, didn't they?
Sorry?
They had a couple of your relatives.
Yeah. So they've shown a really nice aspect of me just being a normal human being. Yeah. You know, I've not said I'm a Sikh, or, you know, or my.
You haven't mentioned that at all.
I've not mentioned that at all, or I'm Punjabi or I'm Indian or anything. So they're just, you know, people are just seeing an Asian, your average mainstream Gora on TV, seeing a normal brown person that's probably reasonably successful. He's educated, he's well-spoken. All right, he's got a turban and he's got a beard. He seems to come from a nice family, he's got nice friends, and he's smiling and he's having a joke. So I think that that's probably quite a good image of, as far as your mainstream people are concerned, that's probably quite a good image. And it's probably supported by the fact that actually just on the way here, I've been noticed by just a group of lads, probably they're school-age lads. And one of them said, "Oi, you, take me out." And then all these Mondays, we'd never, you know, never talk otherwise. I thought they'd be
you'd never meet them either.
Yeah, we'd never meet them. And they've just come along, and are you really the same guy? I was like, yeah. They all come together, we take a picture, and then I'm off. Yeah. And so my pictures are probably flying around on Facebook with random kids. And same thing happened on Friday, just random people of all ethnic backgrounds, of Eastern European to Caribbean to English to Asian. You know, being like shaking my hand, high-fiving.
Feels good?
It feels great. It really does. You know, I've never had Londoners are definitely very friendly people, but we never had the and now people have got the perfect like
now you know how I feel at a kabaddi tournament.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
I don't even make it into the ground.
Oh, God.
So look, we're going to go to a break, and afterwards ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ after the break, right? So ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਪਰ ਇਹਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਨ ਪੇਪਰ ਨੋਟ ਕਰੋ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਵੀ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਵਿਆਹਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਾਂਗੇ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਟੇਰੀਆ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹਰਜਾਪ ਤੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਮੰਡੇ 7 ਵਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ NRIਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਦੇ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਹੈਗੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ So let's talk with Harjap.